This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end. No safety or surprise, the end. I'll never look into your eyes again.
Relax, take it easy.
Welcome back to another episode of NFT Live. Holy crap, Buffalo's got me just juiced right now, man. Hey, this is NFT Live. We are bringing you all the NFT news from around the industry. We have a packed episode per usual on a little bit of a blood red Tuesday. Ronan, how are you doing there in LADZ City, man?
Dude, I'm doing excellent. I'm having a really good week. It's been another great week in NFTs. There's so much going on. Buffalo killed that intro and has got me so hyped right now. Dude, I'm looking forward to an excellent episode. If you didn't see the tweet, we've got a whole lot coming at you guys today. We're going to talk about Jevils. We're going to talk about the Koin Games. Sorry, I forgot to mute the show in the background. So now I hear like NFT Live. Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody who's hanging out with us in chat. It's great to see you guys. How are you doing, Q?
I'm doing good, man. I didn't really get into NFTs this week. I don't think I got into any specific sales, but this week we do have Koin Games. We have a personal corner interview at the back end of the episode as well. There's a little bit of a Des Bryant kind of update here as they get ready to release their project there. So super stoked, man. It's going to be a packed week. But yeah, as far as, jumping into sales, I didn't get into Devils. Kind of just sat back. It's good to take a break from time to time. But we do have ourselves a great episode, man. I'm going to get into some of the stories here right off the bat as it's related to LADZ City and the network and NFT Live. But I do want to pull up, at least from an audio standpoint, the man that makes this show happen. Everything you see, the boxes, the videos, the transitions, that's all Crypto Buffalo here that is directing the episode. Crypto Buffalo.
Yo.
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, it's a little crazy. As we started off that show, we had a little bit of Jim Morrison in the doors. This is the end. I know some of you might think this is the end as the markets came down a little bit today, but the others are screaming, hold the line. So I thought a little bit of Toto, hold the line, and mix those two together. I thought we got ourselves a great Tuesday. This is the NFT Live, which you're watching right now. If you're brand new, welcome. And then later on today, the premiere of Tuesday's broadcast of LADZ City Radio, hosted by the voice that you're hearing in your ears right now, Crypto Buffalo. LADZ City Radio, located deep in the heart of LADZ City. Have a great show, guys. Let's do this.
My man, I appreciate everything you do for the network, for LADZ, for everybody, man. It's awesome. So I'm going to get directly into the first LADZ story that we're going to hit before we bring on Tim and Koin Games. I can see some people here in the chat that are waiting for that interview. We did announce this partnership with Uniquely last week. This is going to be a design competition that's running until Friday's edition of NFT Live. You have the ability to win $1,000 in ETH. All you have to do is go to the Uniquely generator. You can design a t-shirt here within this system. So for example, I'm throwing up the worst made piece right here that's ever existed. And then you can download that image and then post it in the LADZ City Discord here. Right? There's a Uniquely competition piece. You can see there are people that are designing tees and putting in their requests. We will pick one winner, and that winner will win $1,000 in ETH. We need more submissions here, and we need more people to design dope gear for the lads to rock, and then we'll launch that sale here in the month of September. So that's what we're doing. Wanted to get that quick shout out to Uniquely as well. They are our sponsors for this month. Definitely excited to be dropping this merch drop, man. And Ronan's going to be talking a lot about merch here in the episode, man. What do you think about that Uniquely piece?
Dude, it's awesome. Like, shout out to Uniquely. We appreciate the support. Obviously, the community, I think, like, can really take advantage of this opportunity and get to like play around with that creator. I think it's super dope, man. Some of those designs you shared are really fire, man. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully some more people get involved. And you know what? We'll go ahead and take this opportunity to remind you guys, if you're enjoying the content, right, you want to make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you're really enjoying it, if you subscribe, then you guys will get the opportunity to be alerted when we go live every week and every single day here on LADZ City Network. And, you know, make sure you hit the little bell icon. There you go. Appreciate that, brother. And what that does is that reminds you every time we are live and lets you get those updates. All of that helps the network tremendously. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's a couple of clicks or a couple of taps with your fingers, and we really appreciate the support. So shout out to you guys for hitting that button.
Absolutely, man. All right, this is what we're going to do this episode. Like I said, we do have Koin Games. We have Tim Yesta. We have Tim Yesta, founder of Koin Games, here in a second. I know I totally got that name right. I thought I was going to mess it up. Then we have a lot of news. We have merch drops that we want to give you guys updates on. We have MekaVerse. We have Star Atlas. We have Aavegotchi, Crystal Pop, Bitlectro, Eternal Royals, and then we have that back end interview with Personal Corner. That's going to be amazing. We have Dan from that project here that we're going to have a good time with. Ronan, you messaged me last night, man, at like 12:30 a.m. You're like, listen, I need to talk to you right now. I was like, I got a meeting. You're like, no, I need to fit this in. What's happening? Let the lads know.
That was like, absolutely. So this was probably like one of those moments that like, I'm super proud of moments where like I get to like share awesome news with people that I care about, right? And as you guys know, we have been doing this show for like a year now, and it started off and it was a grind, and it's always a grind, but we've done it every week. We're here every week. It used to be Wednesdays, then it was Thursdays, now it's Tuesdays, but we grind. Right. And this year has just turned out to be one that has been great for us as a community, also as a network. And the network has grown. And because of the network growing, we've had some amazing opportunities presented to us. So I hit up Q last night with the amazing news that we got personally invited to the Personal Corner party that is happening in New York City. That's going down Thursday night it's at the 4040 Club. If you want to talk about iconic, okay, so Jay-Z owns the place. The Des Bryant and Personal Corner are throwing a party. The official launch takes place at midnight, and you and I get to attend that event, and we get to cover it, and we're going to do just that. So if you guys aren't following, make sure you're following Q at NFTYQ on Twitter. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Ronan DACC. Make sure you're following NFT Live at NFT Live, because we're going to be bringing you tons of updates, not only from the event, but we're going to be hanging out with some people from the NFT community prior. So you're going to make sure you want to tune in and follow on social, man. It is a crazy life we live.
It is a crazy life. I mean, to think about where we are from a year ago, man, and all the things that we predicted that would happen are probably happening way sooner than we thought. But life-changing stuff, we're glad to be here along with you. I'm sure your guys' lives have changed out there as well.
I'm very happy for you guys. Congratulations. This is my balloon. I don't get to be there with you, but I'll give you some balloons right now.
Boom. Okay, so we will get into the episode. Oh, I thought we were running it twice. Buff almost had double balloons for us.
That's too much balloons.
Yeah, way too much. All right, listen, that's almost too much of an intro, so we will get to the rest of the episode. We do have Tim Yesta from Koin Games. He is the founder there. They have an awesome drop that's happening on Thursday that we are going to be a part of. We were talking about getting involved in the mint process as well. So many cool things happening with this project, and Tim has a great traditional background in creating different products. So it's one we're super excited about, man. So without further ado, let's play this rolling, and then we'll talk with Tim at the end of it.
we are really excited about the product that we're building. But there are still many, many decisions artistically and game elements, concepts that you could get involved in where we want your input, even down to naming a character or naming a weapon, or I mean, you name it. We've got so many cool things embedded in this game that you can be a part of. And I know for me, I am so excited to be on this journey with you. And hopefully you're just as excited to give your input and see your ideas actually manifest in a game that you can play. You can own part of the ecosystem. You can earn money, real life money in tournaments and everything else, as well as have real value for every single thing that you unlock in the game and be able to trade it, sell it, auction it, or just stare at it in your wallet. And
Tim, how's it going, man? One first question: how does it feel to watch yourself on screen in those videos?
Well, I just pulled up my phone and I recorded myself watching myself to send it to my mom, because you always want your mom to be proud of you. So you can't see it through their reflection, but hey, Mom, look, I'm about to go live, and they're playing a video of me that I recorded at the studio. So yeah. I'm 37, but you never get old enough where you don't want your mom to be proud of you. So yeah, it feels great. Great question. Man, the music at the beginning of the show gets me so hyped. I mean, I would tune in just for that. That was something special. I was enjoying it. Thanks guys for having me on. Yeah. So yeah. So well, I'll just jump into it. So yeah, my background, I've been in the last 15 years, and I've built some really large sales organizations. I work for a very large tech company now, have close to 500 sales guys with me, and we'll do $200 million in business this year. And so, but I've had a dream and a passion, to create, and I love video games. If you asked me when I was 10 years old what I wanted to do with my life, it was to build a video game. And I just kind of never knew it was going to be possible as I became an adult and realized that those dreams a lot of times are, more fantasy than reality. But and then 2017 got into crypto, and I would say about 9 months ago, I started studying NFTs, Pokemon, all these things, and this light bulb moment happened where I just realized, just like the evolution of taxis into Uber and the evolution of hotels into Airbnb, and just these, many things that have happened in the world where if it's better for the consumer, it will always win in the end. It was like this light bulb moment of blockchain gaming is truly better for the player. It really is, giving the player ownership, giving the player the ability to sell, trade, and participate at a deeper level in the gaming experience. And if it's better, it's going to happen. So then it was just a choice of, do I get in with this or do I not? And I was fortunate to be surrounded by some really talented people in the crypto space, gaming space. So we just put together a team. There's 14 of us now that have formed Koin Games, and a lot of us come from different backgrounds, not just in crypto or gaming. Our team has had a lot of success in business before we launched this venture, so it's not new for us to go win and succeed. And so we're going into it sparing no expense to build a AAA game. But we want to approach it a little differently. So just like at the top of our website, it says, have you ever dreamed of building a video game? What's up, Dev Squad? You want to build a video game? Us too, so let's do it together. What that simply means is that we truly want to be a studio, Koin Games, that builds the game with the players. And our gut feeling is that if we involve players at a line level, I'm not saying that they build everything from scratch. We're not having players writing code or anything like that. But we're going to be building the game alongside the players and allow them to participate in picking, designing character backstories, picking weaponry, sending in inspirations. And if we find some really talented people in our dev squad, is what we're calling it, we may hire from that. I've already actually started doing interviews from people right in our avatar project in the dev squad for different positions, from writing articles for us to, we are already interviewing a few add-on developers. And so, so we're going to build a game with the players, and just like building a home, we're going to build a house, but we're going to allow the players to kind of help us pick the flooring, pick the wall colors, pick the aesthetics. And so the game itself, the first game is Bloodline, like you see on the screen. It's a Nordic fantasy inspired world. We have 6 clans with 6 different magic types, starting with the nature, and then light and dark, and then we've got fire, ice, and the Storm Clan. Each one will kind of have different mechanics, and then it starts off as a TCG game. So you have the deck building mechanics of Legends of Runeterra, Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, and then we've done some really cool things to spice that up and breathe new life into that deck building mechanic. Obviously, all those cards are going to be in the form of NFTs on the Matic blockchain, so it's not going to cost an arm and a leg to transfer them, sell them. It's going to be next to no fees for our players. And then, so you'll own those cards. So you'll be able to take these characters. They're going to be in the form of hero cards. If you actually scroll down on our website again, there's a section that has the hero cards there. So start as hero cards. You load them into the game once you own them. Or we'll give you some free ones to get started. And and then you start building your deck. And then from there, once you built your deck, you go into a auto chess style 3D rendered battlefield, like a chessboard where you drop your characters. So if you look up Dota Underlords, Teamfight Tactics, and the new Supercell game, the new Supercell auto chess game, and we're taking a different approach on auto chess. We're going really fast paced, 5-minute total matches, 1-minute battles, 30 seconds of making quick decisions based on who you deploy on the board. Your deck is shuffling, what cards you're putting together, what synergies you're creating with the 7 different classes and the different clans. Your deck is a mix of all that, however you built it outside the game. And then they all battle. So from there.
Amazing. So that was like a lot of information, and I think that like the project is super cool. As soon as like Q sent me the information, I thought, man, like this is a project that I want to really sink my teeth into. And I think that what's really important here is that, and you hit this on this at the beginning, you guys are established, right? Like we're not dealing with a random group of people, a random development team. We're dealing with people who have worked in the space, who have been in different industries, who have been successful at those industries. And now you're coming in and you're leveraging the technology to be able to kind of create, right? And that, in my opinion, that's what NFTs and the tech allow for. That's most important, right? Like we're able to now almost kickstart, right, these projects. So tell me a little bit more about Bloodlines, and tell me a little bit about how exactly this PFP project that we're seeing here on the screen kind of ties into the experience that you're putting together there, because I'm super excited.
Yeah, thanks. So the game Bloodlines, again, auto chess meets TCG. So you'll have your card decks, you'll build your army, if you would, and then you go to battle. You'll have different metas, of course, between the classes and the clans, and then the game itself is going to also include an in-game token, similar to Axie's deflationary token, and then they'll have a governance token. And both of those tokens you'll be using in the game to craft additional weapons for your avatar himself. And that's where the PFP project comes in. So you'll have an avatar that you create alongside your deck. And so imagine you're standing there with your monkey character and you craft a brand new warrior weapon for the warrior class, and you equip that to your avatar. It gives a buff to every warrior in your deck. And so there's this constantly changing mechanic that as you unlock a blueprint for, a staff, you might then want to reconsider the construction of your deck and come up with a new play style, a new strategy, new way that you can play. And so you're going to be crafting weapons, and then there's a breeding component as well for your avatar, and those affect your deck. So you essentially have your deck of cards, which are your hero cards, which you'll be able to purchase those by owning the avatars, and we'll get into that in a second. And then you'll have the auto chess actual battle, but your avatar that you create, kind of like your guy that you run around the little open world area, everything he holds affects the deck that you have. And that's what's constantly breathing new life into the deck mechanic, where you're not just building one deck that you love, and then that's it, and now you never change it. You just keep battling with the same one and you get bored. But as you progress in the game and you craft new weapons, or you buy weapons on the marketplace, or you breed a new pet, those add-ons to your avatar, they change the dynamic of your deck. They buff certain cards, buff certain groups, buff certain classes. So that's the game itself, and there'll be a lot more information coming out on the game, but just know that you'll be able to earn a currency in the game. There'll be crafting and breeding similar to Axes that will affect your deck, that you'll be able to use yourself to give you an advantage or sell to other players on the marketplace, along with selling and trading your actual cards. And then, yeah, the PFP project is kind of like what ties it all together. So again, Koin Games, our idea was that we would build the game with the players. And so we were trying to figure out how we do that. And so about 2 months ago, I bought into my first PFP project. I bought the Doge Pound. I minted 7 of them at 120 bucks. You know, I've been selling them for $4,000. I think I still have 4 left. And it blew my mind, just this concept of owning this avatar, having it as your profile picture, but really more than that, being a part of a really cool community that goes beyond even just the art and the video game. You're really joining a group of like-minded people and you find your place. Now, obviously, there's a ton of these coming out every day now, and it's no longer just about communities. People are just flipping it now and trying to make money and whatever. But in the end, I believe that the ones that are based around a real community, and that community has a vision or a mission, if you would, that they're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And as the flippers flip, the profits will fly back into these other communities that are really where I want to be in that. I want to be a Bored Ape. I want to be V-Friends. I want to, you know, join the World of Women because they're supporting this or that, or, you know, whatever it is, the Oni Force.
Yeah,
and so we are, yeah, exactly, real utility. So we basically set out to build a community that's and now we will have flippers. When we launch on Thursday, there's going to be people dumping, I'm sure. But those that are listening, that you want to build a video game, you would love the idea that you could inspire a character. You could literally send in a picture of a cool weapon, and we could end up putting a weapon on a character. And then we get back to you and say, do you want to go ahead and name this weapon since you chose it, right? You know, how cool would that be to be able to do that? So we basically wanted to merge those two together. So we came up with the PFP project. We took our monkey character and adapted him to the PFP. Now, our branding for Koin Games is all 80s style. So you'll notice, if you really pay attention, that all these monkey versions of the monkey, they're all inspired by the 80s. I want to see if anyone can guess the spotted guy with like the vest on, what that vest comes from. That's an old 80s video game. See if anyone can pick it out. But the guy with the spots in the Ethereum eyes. Any guesses?
No guesses from me. Ronan, you got anything?
Not at the moment. Give me a second.
Yeah. So Tim, we have a lot of questions coming through in the chat. We don't have you for that long here. Sure. I definitely, you know, I don't know if we'll be able to get to all of them. The main question I had is related to the seed round that's happening based on owning the PFP. I think there's a lot of cool projects coming out that you have to find an Easter egg in there that says like, okay, this is why I want to get involved, and that is one of them, right? So go ahead.
Yeah, there's 3 things you get when you join the project. Number 1, you join the community. You get to help us build the game. Number 2, the skin that you get, the PFP you get, we'll load that as a custom skin for your avatar. So you'll actually get to be that guy in the video game. But that's your avatar itself. Number 3, you get whitelisted for the hero card pack sale, the first edition. So when we drop the first set of heroes in their card packs, randomized, there'll be 60 characters at launch, 60 different characters that you're going to deploy in these 19 card decks when you go battle in the auto chest. So all 60 characters, there'll be a few thousand of each mixed into these decks of cards. And the first editions that'll never be available again, only avatar holders will be allowed to buy those. Now, we are going to open up public sales of non-first editions, maybe a month or 2 later, but the first editions will always, they'll be cheaper, and they'll come through with special stuff as well, special Easter eggs, all that to reward our avatar holders. The third thing you get is that you get an actual OG flex card. It's the very first hero card. It's actually the monkey you see there on the far right. That's our first card. We're going to produce him as a standalone card, and you get that for free. You don't have to buy it, but if you own 4 avatars, you get 4 of his card, and there'll only ever be 5,555, which matches the number of avatars. There'll only be that many of that hero card to use in our game. So if you're not an avatar holder, you'll never get that character unless you buy it from an avatar holder. And the avatar holders, if they own 4 or 5, they'll have 4 or 5 that they can use in their deck, because you can use multiples of the same guy, or they might want to sell them, you know, and then that's the way you buy them. So that's another reason to hold the avatar. The final reason obviously, we're working on kind of the legal stuff for the US, and we've got a few months behind us, and I've got an amazing legal team that we've already onboarded that's working out the details. And I've seen other companies be able to do it in different ways with staking and stuff, but we are going to give $1,000 allocation into the private round of our raise for the governance token to every avatar holder. So and it's per avatar. So if you own 10 avatars, you can invest up to 10 grand in the seed round. And so that's what I mean by build the game and own the games with the players. We literally want the people to come along the journey. So we've actually had a whale who's figured out what we're doing, and he's spent over 100 grand. He's not on the OG list. He hasn't even minted one item. He's been buying them from some of the, if you want to call it, paper hands that already dumped, since our little pre-sale 2 days ago. That's still going on before our official launch. And he spent $100,000 already on OpenSea. He's literally holding the floor himself, buying up avatars. And he told me, I just want to be able to invest 100 grand into your token. So if I got to own 100 of these, that's what I'll do. And now he's also excited that he gets 100 of the OG cards, that guy right there, and he gets to buy more packs of cards. So yeah, we've loaded a ton of utility, and we're a long-term play. Like, this is what we're doing. So if you want to join us for the next few years, we're here. So jump in Thursday, mint an avatar to buy someone OpenSea from the inevitable flippers, and come be a part of what we're doing for the next few years. So yeah, thank you guys.
Absolutely. We appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us and spending a little time with our community. Thank you guys for asking excellent questions. We're going to go ahead and let you go, buddy. But
what was the one on the vest? I need to know. I know everyone in the viewers want to know too.
It's Contra. It's a play on Contra. Yeah.
I love that. I got good memories of that game from being a kid, man. Thank you so much. I am so hyped. I love the aesthetic.
We put a lot of that in our PFPs. We put a lot of 80s video games in there. If you go look at a lot of them, you'll see it all over. It's awesome.
Yeah, Link and Ghostbusters, and dude, I'm ready, man. I'm minting a ton. So thank you so much for coming through, bud. We appreciate it.
Later, Tim.
Excellent interview, man.
That's what we do, man. Go ahead.
That project is cool. You guys stop spending your money on dumb PFP projects. You need to support people like Koin Games who actually have a little bit of experience, who actually have a roadmap that they can execute on, who have a little bit of know-how on how the space works. You keep throwing your money at these people who don't know what they're doing. Stop it. Make sure you watch NFT Live every week.
Damn.
All right. That's all I got to say about that.
No, Rona might have to hop off after that one. That was too much fire, man.
I'm hot, dude. I'm hot. I got this pullover on.
Yo, shout out to Bitlectro, man. Shout out to Bitlectro, another team you guys should check out. Thanks for the merch, man. You guys are killing it on the merch. We will talk about Bitlectro here at the end of the episode as well. Man, I want to say that, like, I'm super, surprised about the quality of the projects that we have on, but it's happening every week, like literally we're interviewing the best people every week. So it's to be expected at this point, man. I'm feeling myself a little bit, man. I'm feeling us.
Yeah. Wait till they see who else we got coming through. Man, we got so many people coming through. We got so much content coming for you guys. Again, one last call to action. If you've got 2 seconds and you've got a thumb or a finger or whatever you use to click that screen you're watching, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, turn on the alerts so you guys don't miss any of the content that we're going to be producing, and make sure you're following at NFT Live, you're following at NFTYQ on Twitter, and at Ronin DACC. We've got a lot of stuff coming to you guys about Personal Corner this week and from the event going on in New York Thursday and Thursday night. So looking forward to it. What do we got up next?
So we're going to hop in. We are going to hop into our news piece here and the entire episode pretty much. We are going to flow into that. There's a lot of news that we need to cover before we get to our Personal Corner interview. They're going to drop a lot of info as it's related to their release of the project that's been much hyped, right? Dez has been all over Twitter talking about what is coming, the changes that he's making to athletes' futures and things like this. We are going to get some details here about the release here on Thursday night. And man, I can't wait for that. So let's hop into the main topics here. We're going to flow in with our first story into a nice little trailer here by, I believe. Let me know what merch company this is. What merch product this is?
It's the Next Cartel. Yeah, sorry, there's a little Next Cartel, the line is TC2171. The idea is that it is a digital only streetwear brand. They've got a little bit of story behind them, as well as like this really cool vibe that is trying to bring a little attention to climate change, and the fact that the predictions say that by the year 2171 Amsterdam will be fully immersed underwater due to climate change. So it's kind of got this real cool vibe. It's real a little mysterious. You guys check out the trailer, and then we'll talk a little bit about it in detail right after that.
Amsterdam 2171. The Next Cartel is honoring the birth of a next forward-thinking society, bringing humanity forward in functionality and style with TC2171. We aim to raise awareness of the urgency of climate change and its consequences. As with each challenge, there's a blessing in disguise. So we fearlessly celebrate the growing sense of community and to care for one another that inexorable fate will be a breeding ground for. As humanity is ready to rise above and beyond the surface level of what city life used to look like, brace yourself to level up with us. Remind, recognize, reunite.
I can dig it, dude. I can dig it.
Look, the bigger conversation is that like merch is really coming along, right? Like merch is something that was going to take a little bit longer. It's a lot like, it's not the same parallel as maybe gaming, where it's just a little bit longer than art that you can create in a relatively short time frame. You've got all these different things that require a lot more work when it comes to merch, but we're starting to see it come to fruition. You know, MetaFactory was doing it really early on. Now we see a bunch of different products coming out in merch. So super stoked on this, man. Break it down a little bit though. I want to know a little bit more. I know the narrative, but what do they got coming basically?
Yeah, so one of the things that you guys will be glad to know about is the fact that they are launching on Flow. This is going to be one of those projects where they'll have like different price points. It's a long-term project, so they do plan on bringing like long-term sustainable ecosystem to the NFT space. It's just super heavy into the digital fashion and really kind of like trying to capture that like streetwear vibe, like limited availability, and then eventually like have the physicals to run with the NFTs as well. So that digital that we always talk about. So I'm looking forward to it, man. This is a cool project. Hopefully, actually, we get to have a chat with somebody from their team, maybe one of the designers. I've been in communication with them. We appreciate them, sending that video for us to share with you guys today. And yeah, keep a lookout for TC2171 by the Next Cartel.
Yeah, I'm on their front page right now, man. It looks really sleek. Looking forward to seeing what drops that they have coming. But yeah, TC2171 looks like it's going to be very sleek. And I appreciate, again, them dropping that highlight video. So I've got the next story here. You guys have been waiting for MekaVerse. Everyone has been waiting for MekaVerse, and they came out with a tweet recently. They said, "You are all amazing, Meka Gang. It's hard to believe what happened in the last 10 days. So that lets you know how early we are in this space right now. That literally 50,000 people in Discord, only 10 days. So we have lore, roadmap, giveaway, and website apparently launching this week for the MekaVerse. So that's the update for MekaVerse. If you don't know what MekaVerse is, I would take a look. They clearly are going off that Gundam and Evangelion vibe. This is going to sell out instantly. So we really, it's going to be hard to see how we even get in at this point, right, Ronan? The gas wars, I think Carrot just mentioned that gas hit 5K Gwei today, as we see like liquidations in the almost 2 billion range for the traditional market or traditional cryptocurrency market. But yeah, man, MekaVerse is going to be hot. I'm looking at the secondary market. So I just don't even want to throw my hat in the ring when it comes to the actual minting of this product.
It's sad, you know, and I'm really looking forward to some of these products, looking at other options outside of Ethereum to like help people with this. You know, I mean, it's hard enough that you got to compete with 50,000 people to try to like make this stuff happen. But like the fact that you got to think about the fact like using, you know, 4,000-5,000 Gwei, like you're talking an ETH to mint like 10 of these things. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just, dude, like it's crazy for Gevils last week. Dude, it over 4,000. I put my, like, as soon as they went live, I was doing it through the contract. I put it in at like 800 Gwei, and I was like, should be enough, like, because it was at like 200 or something. By the time like I went back and the page reloaded, it was up past 2,000. And like it just happens like that, dude. We need to look at other options, and I think that like Flow is going to be one of those. Solana is going to be one of those. We're going to chat a little bit about Solana later. So
yeah, we
got to get out of this whole like gas thing. Like, I think, in my opinion, like leave Ethereum for the fine art and all that good stuff, and then these collectibles need to live somewhere else, dude.
Yeah, 100%, man. As we look at ETH gas station here and kind of what we're looking at, my goodness. Okay, so we'll move on. I mean, again, if you're looking to get into MekaVerse, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see an option unless you're looking to spend an ETH worth on gas. I'm looking for these projects to actually have innovative ways to go about this process of releasing. I know we've seen whitelisting happening a lot, like what you have with Koin Games. People are doing action-based whitelisting where you have to like be a part of their Discord at a certain point, something that lets people get involved and not have to compete with whales. It's a non-factor. It's a non-factor. So yeah, we'll continue to watch that.
That was
what?
Sorry, that spike was the sevens drop at 3 p.m. I forgot that one dropped at 3, dude. And I'm looking at Twitter and people said it got skyrocketed. Yeah, it's just part of the whole thing, dude. Like, it's just not fun either. So we'll go right on to the next chat. I think you got another update for us, right?
Yeah, another update. Listen, I need to get into the Solana ecosystem. At this point, when I first got into Matic, it was because the Aavegotchi team was like, listen, you better set up your wallet because we're moving. I have no, you know, we've been covering Star Atlas for a long time. We knew it was going to be an awesome project. Polis and Atlas just launched. The token price is obscene from private sale points. And they just had their Galactic Asset offering. You can see up on the screen where they're launching the NFT assets for the game. So not the fungible tokens, the actual non-fungible tokens that we can see as we go down. So this is happening, you know, beginning today, and it's going to continue on into the future. We see small ships worth anywhere from $15 to $1,200. $1,500 to $9,000 for the large ships. As we continue to go down, capital ships going for about $30K, and then commander ships all the way up to $100K. So NFT assets that are going to generate Atlas in game. We see this already from the Axie Infinity side, right? You're earning SLP, or you're earning AXS, or you're earning SLP. This is the way that play to earn games are going to work. You're going to own the NFT assets, and then those NFT assets are going to yield fungible tokens, and that's how you make a return day one. Again, not investment advice whatsoever. I'm looking forward to this game. This is very much going to be a sandbox type of situation. Buff, I don't know if you remember this, but we were buying Sandbox 2 years ago. That's how how far
long ago. Yes.
Yes, literally a year and a half ago almost now that we bought our first, you know, Sandbox land, and the game is still consistently, you know, coming along. Same thing with Star Atlas here. They'll have some mini games along with this, but these sales, just like land sales and Sandbox, are going to continue to kind of push the narrative for Star Atlas as there's no game, right? Oh, buy some ships, they'll do some things in the mini game, and then in 2 years we'll likely have, you know, somewhat of a finished product. So listen, there was a lot of things that happened in this sale as well. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but basically, you know, got oversubscribed. The website got, you know, a lot of traffic, and there were some announcements from the team that, you know, there were some errors that happened, and I need to get more involved in the Star Atlas ecosystem. But if you do want to get involved and want to get like up to the minute on what's happening with Star Atlas, I will take you to LADZ City, and you can actually go into these gaming guild sectors that we have, and you can see all of the conversations that happened relating to Star Atlas in this game. So you can see it right here. This was all from this morning, all lads talking about what's happening with the sale. Some of them upset about, the crashing and whatnot, but I want to give you guys more info. I'm just not in the Solana ecosystem yet, but I plan to be with Star Atlas. So definitely more info to be had, but the DAO, the Galactic, or the GAO, I'm sorry, Galactic Asset Offering happened, and it will continue to happen over the next month.
That one looks sick, dude. I get like the NFTs change the game, especially when it comes to gaming. And now that you can have like assets, like think about all the people who are playing like Star Citizen, and now they're looking at Star Atlas like, damn. So look, I just think it's the next evolution of what we're doing here. But yeah, so next up for you guys, we have got an update. Like we talked a little bit at the beginning of the news, and as well as the top of the show, there has been some announcements as far as merch is concerned. So we're looking at here Artifact and the Bored Ape Yacht Club. This is the bottom right hand. Yep. They announced their collaboration. It looks like we're going to be getting some sick looking kicks from Artifact, and I'm not sure how that will work. I imagine it'll work much like the other drops. You purchase an NFT when what they call is like crafting or whatever forging is the process. You'll be able to forge these NFTs by basically using the NFT to unlock the ability to purchase the shoes. And then you get your shoes physically a little while later. I'm super hype about those. And as well as the Bored Ape Yacht Club, G-Vols announced their merch. And this is sick, man. I think that like what people need to start thinking about is when they get into these projects, and again, not investment advice, do your own research, but when you get into these products and these projects, what are you looking for? Like you're looking for like a quick flip, or you're looking for like long-term value, and you're going to approach these in different ways, right? But like for me, I like to hold assets that are going to go up tremendously in value at some point. So I don't mind holding. I jumped into Evils. I think this is really cool. This is where NFTs like just totally changed the game. Now I am personally invested in how well this clothing line does, right? So, and not only do I care about that, I care about everything else that's going on with the project because I own NFTs and because the value is directly tied into that brand. So we're going to see lots more of this stuff. You're going to see lots more merchandise announcements coming, and it's not going to slow down. It's going to be the opposite soon. It's going to be like actual streetwear brands coming in, like we saw with the Hundreds collaborating and doing the bombs, right? It's going to continue to grow, man. The space is just getting started.
That space is literally just first step. I mean, first whistle in a 4-quarter game for merch and NFTs. We'll continue to see that industry grow, and we'll be covering it on NFT Live. So, all right, we will get into the next piece here because we do have that personal corner interview at the end of the episode, and we're going to get all the information on their release here on Thursday. I do have an Aavegotchi update here. So they launched their roadmap. And it looks like there's going to be some Aavegotchi land sales happening, 16,000 realm parcels, and these are all going to be on the bid to earn method. And I want to take you into how much money was just made on the bid to earn system. So if you don't know what the bid to earn system is, basically Aavegotchi did a sale, just like you see with these PFP projects, but they were all auction based. And if you got outbid, you got your original bid back plus a little bit extra. And there was, Ronan, 7 million Ghost paid out, I believe. An incredible 1.7 USD worth of Ghost rewards paid in real time due to that bid to earn auction. They raised about 7.6 million Ghost. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Aavegotchi is one of the best teams in the industry from a shipping perspective. So we see a little bit of a roadmap here. The Realm sale is going to be in October. There's going to be an arcade game there in November, and then a Citadel launch there in December, along with some other land sales. But man, Aavegotchi's shipping, and Aavegotchi users paid out on this. Even if you didn't get anything, even if you lost, you won because of this bid to earn system. And I think it's a genius way to go about holding auctions, because you don't have, maybe if you didn't get any, you're a little mad, but at least you got a little bit of payout on top. So
it makes it worth your time, and it really like just ups the gamification, right? Like it's like now you're looking at like different like ways of approaching the bidding and like to get what you want, but also to be able to like maximize your profits, right? So just another layer of NFTs that show how you can bring value not only to a brand, but you can bring value to your collectors as well. So kind of like piggybacking off of that last point, Crystal Pop. Crystal Pops are these really cool 3D like figurines that are based on like this crystal model. And these basically were just nifty gateway drops from about a year ago. And he's done, I think, 2 or 3 over the last year. And he's building a metaverse. And if you check this out, it's real peaceful, real cool, real calm. Seems like it might be, you know, kind of geared towards like just chill, relaxing gameplay. But what I imagine is this is one of the Crystal Pop characters that you can own the NFT, play the character in the game. Just makes sense. So shout out to Gold Weird for that, for bringing the metaverse to his Crystal Pops. I think we're gonna see a whole lot more of this stuff, man. We've seen I'm a Degens popping off with their metaverse presence. You know, you're looking at the Bored Ape Yacht Club that announced that all apes are going to be getting 3D renditions of their apes to rock in the metaverse, and every other project eventually will follow suit. So this is really cool to be able to get in, use your NFTs in a playful way. You know, this is something I can sit my kids in front of, man, and let them play with their NFTs.
This is like the most peaceful video that I've ever seen in my life. This is like meditation worthy.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Can I show you? Can I just go to my screen real quick, full screen, and show you something that's not relaxing?
Uh-oh.
Are you fucking kidding me? That is the most obscene. These are the highest gas fees I've ever seen.
The sevens? Was that around 3 o'clock? Yep. We're getting to that point,
Vitalik.
dude.
Fix it!
Fix 50,000 people trying to mint 7,777 NFTs does that to a system. And what ends up happening is like just the guys who got all the money get a piece, you know? And what needs to happen is we need to stop buying this crap on the secondary market if like there's not any real value there, right? And show like the people who are spending 8,000 guai on these drops thinking they're going to be able to flip that for a profit, that's not the way this is going to work. Okay, like let's band together and agree not to do that crap anymore. I'm not touching sevens. I'm not touching it. I don't know those guys. They don't know me. That's crazy.
Imagine.
Dude. All right, we got another guest coming up. Man.
I got it. But imagine like losing an ETH on a failed transaction.
Dude.
Like, oh, okay. Anyways, all right. We do have to get on to the next piece. Hey, the next piece is going to be our sponsor for the month as well, Bitlectro Labs. Gabe over there at Bitlectro Labs is awesome. They are, releasing a Dreamers PFP project, and it's going to be related to owning Dream Loops. So they already had their Dream Loops launch, I believe 2 months ago or a month and a half ago now, but they are releasing PFP projects. There was a little bit of a leak as well. So one of the cool things about Bitlectro that I've loved from the start is that they mesh video and audio together. It's not just a picture. It's not just like a standalone picture. These are going to have audio pieces. They're going to have, as you can see, video where you can even see the cat's eyes move. So yeah, they're basically launching this here with Bitlectro Labs. Definitely a big shout out to Gabe there, and definitely want to give them a shout out. But the Dreamers PFP project is coming. We don't have the exact details now, but we know that within the month there will be Dreamers launched, and it will be related to owning previous Dream Loops in a certain amount as well. So there's some alpha for you.
This is a cool one. I love when they mix music and they mix avatars. Thank you so much, Bitlectro, for being a sponsor of the show. I'm looking forward to this one, dude. Dream Loops are cool. I love music. I love what NFTs do for the space. Next up, we have got actually what Q was bringing up and getting ready for you guys, which is the Eternal Royals drop. And this one is actually coming up at some point near the end of the month. What's really cool about this one that I think that everybody should know about is the fact that if you mint one of these NFTs, each NFT is going to have the ability to be cashed in for a physical print. And those physical prints are massive. They're like 60 by 24. And this aesthetic is real cool, man. It's got like this kind of like mysterious vibe to it. You know what I mean? And the art It has a lot of really cool traits. I think some of this is really going to pop off the page. I'm looking forward to what they got coming up next. But shout out to Eternal Royals. We're going to have their team through on the show at some point between now and their drop to bring you some more information about the art, about the artist who's dope art, if you guys want to look them up. But this is another project you're going to watch out for. It actually has some utility. It's connected to an actual artist who does these, amazing pieces, and you're going to be able to cash in your NFT for a physical print of that NFT, which it's so cool, man. So
that is dope, man. All right, the moment that you guys have been waiting for. If you're here for Personal Corner, which a lot of us are, I'm super stoked to have the team on, man. It's going to be a really cool conversation. We already had them on, I believe, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but there have been a lot of major updates since then that we want to touch on. And there's going to be a release party here on Thursday this week. So we're really stoked to have the team in. I don't know, you do the intro duties here, Ronan, and we will hop into the interview.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Personal Corner. We are going to be joined by Dan. He is a partner to Des Bryant, who I'm sure a lot of you know has been super into the NFT space recently. He's talked a little bit about Personal Corner. When I say a little bit, I really do mean a little bit. So anybody who's hanging out in chat, you guys know if you're following Personal Corner, we don't have a whole lot of information. Dan, my man, shot me a text and was like, do you want to have the exclusive? Do you want to be the first one who actually gets some damn information about what we're doing with Personal Corner and how we're going to change the fucking game? So Dan, thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate you so much, dude. The love that you show NFT Live is super appreciated, man. So thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. It's I'm excited to start sharing some of the stuff as we get closer. But I'm glad you guys are coming out Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun, and what's really cool, I think, is a lot of the people, I think, look, we got into this space, people had to help us, they had to teach us, right? That's what it's all about, and I think part of Dez's mission is to pay that forward. The last week has definitely been overwhelming in a good way, but I love that everybody that's been here from day one is coming out on Thursday from across the country, and that's really cool.
So what do you plan to release on Thursday here? Like, what information can we now get out of you that maybe on our last interview we had to play it close to the vest? What info can you divulge to the community now that we are at imminent launch release?
Yeah, so let's just say you will have an advantage if you are at the event for some, airdrops, stuff like that. Dez has big plans. When I say he has big plans, like Dez 2.0 is the Genesis drop, right? It's the Genesis drop around, and this video that's shown right now is when we were in the office with our artist, Blake Jameson. Blake's outstanding. When this is all said and done, I think the hurdles that Blake has jumped through to kind of make Dez's dreams come to life are really, really awesome. And shout out to Blake for that. That was a pretty cool couple hours we spent with Blake, and Dez just kind of sharing his vision of, what he wanted, the future of Dez 2.0 to look like. But as things evolve out of Genesis 2.0, there will be a number of athletes, a number of artists that will be dropping underneath Dez 2.0, and like the apes, like the gutter cats, it will be a long-term roadmap that if you're holding on to the Dez 2.0 token, it's going to unlock a lot of features across the board for the rest of our journey. Ronan, you're muted, I think.
You're muted.
My wife says that to me.
Sorry.
But not like she's not able to hit the mute button.
Yeah, I when I'm I'm coughing in the background, I'm like trying to mute myself and I forget. Anyways, what I'm really excited about is how you guys are going to be helping athletes. Like, to me, I've said it for like a couple years. Not so much on my crypto Twitter, on my personal Twitter. I'm super passionate about the fact that college athletes, especially, are extremely undervalued. They don't capture anywhere near the amount of value that they're putting into the space. So I'm really interested on that aspect. Like, how are you guys going to approach, or how are you currently approaching athletes, and how do you plan on helping athletes moving forward?
Yeah, for sure. And everything we're doing is organic. We're tweeting everything live. I think that's the coolest part. We were over in Jay-Z's office early last week, and I think we connected with about 12 different NFL players. Every conversation is cool. Dez is the player's player. People trust him. They know that he does have their best interest. I think that's where it starts. You know, and then like within 48 hours, I find myself, you know, coaching Marlon Humphrey through, you know, a gutter species release where he's probably, I think he was in the locker room or something, and he couldn't get his MetaMask to the mint page out of his, you know, the whole thing was funny. But the point of it is like, you know, Trey Songs is another one. Trey sent me, shout out Trey. He sent me such a nice text that was like, hey man, hit me out of nowhere. And he was like, I just wanted to tell you, like, I could tell when people are fake, and I could tell when people are genuine, and you got a big heart, and you know, it's going to take you places, and I'm on this ride with you, and you know, appreciate you giving me the space. And like those little things, they mean a lot, right? Especially when you get a text that says, yo, Mac, it's Trey. And I'm like, Trey Shaw? He's like, Songs. I go, yeah, okay. Right? Like, that's what I expected.
Right, dude.
Right? But like, I mean, we truly want to be the place where people can come and they know that we're going to give them the best advice for what they should do without an agenda. Because I don't know if that place exists in this world at this point, and it's very sad to say that for athletes, because everybody is kind of looking for a way to make money off of them, not add value, and just be a good human. So that's kind of what our bigger mission is. We probably have 12 athletes / artists that were ready to drop their 2.0 series to follow DEZ 2.0. Not going to release any of those names just yet. But if you're paying attention, you know who they are for the most part. And you know where DEZ has played his football. So just put context clues together, and yeah, that'll give you the answer.
Absolutely.
Hey, I told you.
And this is actually a good
question. I said you could ask me any questions.
Man.
I'm coming unfiltered.
I got one. You said you met with Jay-Z. How involved is he in this process? And like, does he know about NFT? I know he has a CryptoPunk as his profile picture. So how was that meeting with Jay, and how involved are like music, you know, producers and artists involved in the space like Jay? I'm super stoked that he's involved.
Well, so Jay, you say Jay's involved, I mean, look, they represent DEZ as Rock Nation. Rock Nation Sports is his agent. And shout out Rock, like Juan, Kim, all the folks there have been, Brody, they've been incredible, because like they're so intrigued with this space, and not in a protective, how can we take advantage away? It's how can we add value to the journey? How can we make a bigger change because of, you know, Jay-Z and who he is, and I think how he thinks of things in a big picture. Like they support DEZ, just like they supported LeBron when LeBron, you know, broke off and did his thing, when KD and Rich did their thing. I mean, I think they're they're behind their guys, and they've opened the door to me, you know, as part of the family. And, you know, they've given me great advice that I feel like I'm going to have for the rest of my life, of how to approach certain things. And I mean, in 5 days spending with them, I mean, I probably learned more from the human species than I have in a long time. I mean, they're super, super powerful, super influential, but they have big hearts, and I'm happy to be on that. I'm happy that they're on this team too.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to add, like, one of the things that I found that this space has done is it's opened up opportunities for us to network and for us to like meet people. For me personally, in the same vein, I've had the opportunity to ask a lot of successful people for advice and just general, like, how do I navigate like this whole space as it blows up, and I'm part of that, right? I'd love to hear like what maybe like the best tip that anyone from the NFT space specifically has provided to you guys, because I know you've been hanging out with some of like the OGs, and I'm super psyched about that. So you know, it shows that you're in good company.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Jay Will, I was a biz with him for a while, and he would always say you're a product of 5 people that you surround yourself with most on a daily basis, you know, the average of them. So I kind of, in the NFT space, I kind of break that out into different segments, right? And like, this is the media segment, right? So, you know, you guys, you know, look, we were on TMZ. I think you saw that, right? And we did this interview finally. This guy was hounding us all week. And finally when he did, I said to the guy, like, look, dude, like, we're doing good here. Don't flip this story, please, whatever that takes, you know? The guy's like, you have my word. Like, I'll send it to you ahead of time. You can review it, which he did, and we did. But then we didn't review the headline. Mm-hmm. And the headline was, DEZ set to make 100 million in space. And it's like, man, come on. Like, you literally couldn't do good. You literally had to throw that in there. I mean, that wasn't the point of the whole interview. It was, You know, wants to create something for athletes to where they can feel like they have a lane to create their, you know, their personality and you know what they want to do with their life without somebody. And then they got to throw Des making $100 million in there. It's like, come on, man. Like, will that happen? Hopefully, but at the end of the day, like that's not why we're in this. It's not why I'm in this. And I know that's not why Des is in this. So I think with that said, Ronan, like you two, I think you know, King Blackboard and Leo from the Gutter Gang and Crazy Carl. Those are the three media, you know, wristbands that are going to be at the event and have free access to do whatever you want to build your brand. The poll that I've taken from a lot of people in different communities is like they just want the lane to pave their path to drive their brand inside of an ecosystem. And if we could be that avenue or vehicle for people, I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, Des came out, you know, right away and seemed like he had the ethos of the community, you know, and for them to kind of take that and do what they did. I mean, it's just not the way that Des kind of approaches. But from life-changing, you know, timelines for people's kind of like just, you know, lives, right? Me and Rona were talking about this before the episode. It's like such a, you know, life-changing time. How crazy has it been for you to go from like, I don't know, like what were you doing before you know, kind of reached out to Des? I don't know if a lot of people have that story, man. It's such a phenomenal story. And how crazy is it now that you guys are launching here on Thursday?
So fortunately, like, you know, Des said something to me. He said, you know, man, you know why you have such good luck? And like, you know, I got this tattoo right here. It's a 4-leaf clover on my wrist. My son was born on St. Patrick's Day, which is cool in itself. Yeah. But he said, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And I've been with Jay Will from, you know, ESPN Duke. He's been like my big brother for the last 3.5 years. And he took me under his wing, taught me a lot of stuff. I've been in a lot of big rooms, so I understand what it's like and how to navigate. I mean, the first time I think I was ever with Jay, he said, hey, get dressed, we're going to dinner. And it was with Usher and Scooter Braun. And you know, that moment right now, like when people are saying, what do I wear? What do I do? Like, I remember that moment. I remember like, you know, how is this going to go? And I think a lot of those experiences that I've had with Jay, you know, being with KD and Rich in the boardroom, it kind of got me, it had me ready for this because Des actually messaged me on IG and he said, I saw you're building a college athlete platform. And he just said, you know, hey, can you come to Dallas and, you know, let's rap about it. And honestly, it was awesome. You know, him and Eileen have a great vision, and Josser and Flavio, the photographer. I mean, he's got this whole thing. I mean, he has such a big heart, man. I literally have not, and I could get emotional about some of the conversations, but I can't put into words like how much he cares for the people and the athletes and just doing good in the world. And you can tell that he's just had experiences, he's seen things, and he wants to flip the universe on its axis and is willing to go to all measures to do it.
Man, that's so amazing. And it's like the same feelings for us. And it's like being able to not only have our lives change and have cool opportunities like this come up for us, but also to be able to like help others, right? Like be able to help put others through putting them on the show or through tweeting them or whatever. It's like this ability to network these giants with like everyday people. I'm a 37-year-old dad of 3 kids who a year ago could barely make ends meet, dude. That's not no bullshit. That's not no lie. And this space changed my life. It's given me amazing opportunities. It's given me financial stability. It has given me, I've hit goals that I didn't think I'd hit by the end of my lifetime in the last 6 months. So the way it's changing lives is amazing. And it makes me so happy to hear that happened for you, dude. And it's happening for everybody around the space. But I do have one question, and then I'm going to double check chat before we let you go. But my personal question for you is, so what exactly should I wear Thursday night?
I think we're going out in
Just
Vegas.
Look fly. Just look fly, right?
Like I literally have like Des. I think he said to me like, "Bro, I'm gonna take you shopping before the event because,
yeah,
you know, that's a weakness for you."
You gotta get a personal shopper.
I'm like, fine. Then we're going to Louis, right?
Yeah,
there you go.
Don't play. I went to Louis over the weekend and I almost bought a pair of freaking high tops and they were like $1,000, dude, but I was this close. It's getting to that point where you want to rock something.
We went to Jay-Z's event 2 weeks ago and, you know, Meek and Lil Uzi and all these guys that we met there, and our crew rolled up, and everybody, Jimmy was with us, and Jimmy's the best, by the way. He's the GOAT.
I can't wait.
We they're all dressed in Louis, and I got like an Old Navy, it's just me, right?
You gotta be you, bro.
He's like, you were in that, and I'm like, yeah.
Dan, I've come to expect the yellow cap though. This is the first time I've seen you without the yellow cap on any type of video.
I know. I left it in my car. My car is still stuck in New York, so I'm capless today.
It's iconic. You got to have it on deck. Double. You got to have a spare. Yeah,
just you got
dude. Thursday night, we're gonna look fly, bro.
Dress for the job you want, not for the job you have.
There you go. All right. This is what we're going to do. We're going to pop out of the episode here. It's been a long one. I appreciate you coming onto the channel, Dan. The last question I have here is from the community. Daniel is asking, what does Personal Corner think of the recent NFL announcement that they were banning crypto advertisements and NFT and all that stuff, that they were going to do a blanket-wide ban?
Does not affect what we're doing, first of all. It's their first rush to control, I think, in my opinion. I think some of it might have to do with the long-term tax-exempt strategy around the players' contracts. Some of it might, look, Tom Brady is the face of the NFL in some ways, and he owns Autograph. So, and also I think the Rams Stadium is sponsored by SoFi. So I mean, they're trying. It's not going to work, in my opinion. But if anything, they're getting control of the teams. Whatever it is, they, I guess, still can control, but I don't know how you can necessarily prevent a player from making a name off their, by not leveraging the teams in the league. They're leveraging themselves and who they are and what they've built. And I just don't know how you can put a restriction on that. I don't see a way that that's going to happen.
No, definitely.
By the way,
not.
shout out to him. Shout out to him. He's like the best hype man ever. Like I could tweet something and his be the first one that's just like, yo, like, yeah. And I'm like, man, this guy is. I think honestly, like it's like it could be 3 a.m. or like 10, and that guy's right behind me. And I'm looking forward to meeting him on Thursday. I mean, he has one of the Twitter characters that he won early on. That charity thing, and he's been super great in making sure that goes to some of the right places. So shout out to him for that.
Yeah, and I'll just touch on the NFL thing. I think it's definitely a push, like the rumor being, maybe they're working with like Dapper. And I think like if they do something, at least you got to give them like a bone, right? Like at least with the NBA, they let each of the teams were able to kind of run like one NFT project themselves last season. So like, hopefully we get to see the NFL open up their minds a little bit towards the future, not only for the brand as a whole, but for the teams as their personal brand. So anything real quick that you want to drop on us before we head out? Otherwise we'll catch up with you again this week.
Yep. Parties Thursday night. The drop goes down at midnight. There's 8,888 tokens in the whole collection. They will not all be released on Thursday night. But if you are at the party or somebody at the party, I would maybe stay close to their text thread, I guess. That's probably the best thing I can give.
Go.
And from there,
Alpha.
From there,
lads, make sure you're in Discord and you're following on Twitter. All right. So shout out. Where can we find you? Where can we find Personal Corner?
Yep, I was gonna say if you're Alphabetty or a Shark or a Bolseum or Gutter, those are the 4 communities I think they're gonna have the most in attendance. And if you own a bunch of those as well as a DES, I think who knows what's coming your way.
Who knows what's coming your way? Listen, we know what's coming our way on Thursday night, man. Super stoked to have you on NFT Live. You've been awesome. You've been a big supporter of the channel, and we're big supporters of you. So thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. See you Thursday. Safe travels.
Throw up the X, baby. Listen.
It's going to be so fun.
I have existential fanboy, even talking with Dan. Like, it's just like Dez has been a big part of my life growing up, man. I'm a huge Cowboy fan. We got season tickets to the Cowboys. We go there every year. So I get like fanboyism, if you guys can't tell, when I'm talking just with PC. So it's crazy, man. Great time. Great time.
This is our lives, dude. Look, we got a guest coming up for you guys that I put it into the universe in January that we were going to have this guy on. And when he comes on to talk about NFTs in a couple of weeks, dude, I'm going to fanboy hard. So you guys get ready for that. And hopefully Buff's got some dope music queued up for that episode. But outside of that, we love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with us today. If you didn't hit the like button, please hit the thumbs up. We really appreciate it. If you didn't subscribe, but you enjoyed the content that you consumed today, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you really had a good time, make sure you turn on your alerts so we can get at you. And every time we're dropping some new content, and you can stay on the alpha for your NFTs. Got anything else before we head out, brother?
Man, adrenaline dump after this. I'm about to go take a nap or something. I don't know. But anyways, what's
just
up?
Hit me?
What?
We get to meet for the first time in person. Like physical, no like hundreds and hundreds of miles between us. I get to give you a hug, dude. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, we're going to have to play some like montage music for that, I think.
I'm going to run up to you in slow-mo and have my wife record it.
We'll get that cut up. But anyways, guys, amazing episode. Buff, you got anything before we head out here? I know it's been a long one. I appreciate you cutting that interview there at the end. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I got, as we're leaving here, I'm going to roll Bitlectro, our sponsor for this month. We've got some amazing things down the pipeline for them. We did a MekaVerse party 2 weekends ago with my man and DJ Savage, as Fun Uncle would say. So we'll roll that on the way out, and you guys can take it, man.
All right. Ronan, take it away, man. You did such a great job on this episode.
It's been a great episode. Thank you guys for joining us. That's our vibe, our tribe. We'll catch you next week.